What's going on, people? I am Swaver, and this is Opinionated Facts. And today we're going to be talking to you guys about a story about a guy that got the bad, the major bad, but still ends up killing his girlfriend after winning a $10 million lottery. So we're going to be talking about it today. And I have with me the panel, Miss Coco Love.
Hey, you guys.
You ready to hear?
Morning, everybody. Good afternoon.
Q.
What's good, people?
And joining to be great.
Hello, people.
All right, y'all. So what do we know about this situation with this man? I think his name is Michael Hill. He's 54 years old. And he is from North Carolina.
Well, he hit the lottery for sure.
I was trying to find out in some of the articles that were talking about him or whatever, when it talked about his sentencing, it mentioned that he got a charge because he was handling a firearm as a felon. And so I was trying to figure out why he was a felon, but I never could find that. Anybody else find out maybe what he did prior?
No, I couldn't find that either.
What we do know is in 2017 is the year that he actually won the lottery, if I have that correct, and he won for 10 million, as I said, and then he actually opted to take the 6 million, and then after taxes he got the 4 million, according to the Washington Post. But then I didn't see where he actually met the young lady. Her name is Kiona Graham, and she was 23 years old at the time that she was killed, but I guess she was a little bit younger before then. But I was just kind of figuring out, where did this all start? Because if you see the picture, like the picture that's circulating around with him standing there with another woman, seems like, who is that woman? Did we know who that is?
Yeah, he was married. I didn't see where they got a divorce or anything, but he was definitely married, because when he hit the lottery, he mentioned that he was going to take care of some bills and also invest in his wife's business.
So what happened with the wife? There's a lot of unanswered questions here.
Money changed him.
Do y'all think he knew Kiona prior to, I guess, getting with her, and then she was always somebody he was talking to outside of his marriage with his wife? Or do y'all think he met her sometime after he had broken up the wife and then moved on?
I think sometime, because if she was 23 and he's 50 something and he won the lottery in 2017, that means she was 20, just turning 20 maybe.
Do y'all think that was a side piece situation?
She was oh, he got money, let me get it. But she wasn't interested in him for real, and he found out. But he was too old for her anyway, though.
A side piece or a sugar daddy situation?
No, I'm thinking both of them. Because, do y'all think that it was more women or more girls, or do y'all think it was just her? You know what I'm saying? Was it a situation where it was exclusive? Because they said that they had a romantic relationship, but that could just mean that he had a romantic relationship with her. It doesn't mean he didn't have additional romantic relationships with other people. So I'm saying, do y'all think it was just him and her? Because when we move on into what actually happened, which we're going to talk about in just a second, between the two, you know what I'm saying?
I'm thinking that it was for him. I'm thinking that it was just her, or else maybe what happened wouldn't have happened. Maybe he had some other people. I mean, but we could be wrong, But that's what I'm thinking.
I know in the article it said they had been talking for at least over a year. So
I would think that more likely it would be just her, just because at that point, when you had that much money and, let's be real, you'll get access to more people, more, you having more money and everything. I mean, I just feel like he wouldn't have gotten that mad if it was just a side piece. He would have just got
that too. Side piece. You just made a valid point.
Yeah.
But that is something to think about as well. But I'm gonna ask you guys, fellas, if you 54 years old and you got, you're a little bit older, but you're not super old. But the point is, if you're 54 years old, this is for the fellas, would you be looking for one woman after you then left your wife, which is some strange situations and circumstances? Because I'm how did he just decide he's just gonna leave his wife? But we already went past that. But if you left your wife after, I guess, I don't know how many years, I'm just assuming they were together for a little while, are you gonna go out there and find one girl?
No.
Well, I mean, at 50, you really want to be careful because you don't want to risk getting that at that age.
Yeah, though, but you talk about something totally different, guys. $10 million. I mean, well, he had 4 at the end, but $4 million, and you could go find one woman, though?
It would have to be a case where if it was just one woman, it would just be. And not saying I'm just gonna be out here slanging. Not saying
I would date.
Man, come on, man. I'm gonna be real. If I was 54 years old and I got a divorce from my wife, obviously I didn't want to be in nothing committed. So, or I was already tired of her anyway. So I'm like, I got to go find me something else. Then I'm gonna find a woman that's what 30 years younger than me, and then be like, yeah, I think I'm gonna settle down with her
Oh
because
no, I ain't settling down. No, that was it. See, that was the first mistake right there.
See, he was an
I've
old
been
school, so he ain't know better.
Yeah.
She already knew the game.
OG
Okay.
been around the game, man. He
She probably
known
telling her
that you
friends,
just be
"Hey, I'm
young.
finna take all his money."
Yeah, man.
See, he
Young
thinking
gal,
she
gonna
loved
do
him and stuff.
All right.
He felt betrayed, but that's his fault.
Okay, well, let me ask y'all this. Okay, I'm gonna ask the ladies. You 54 years old, you tired of your sorry husband, so you get rid of him. And then you know you got this big bag now, major bag. I don't know if he had any kids or if she had any kids, but this is assumed you don't have any kids. You got the big bag, man. And are you going out there to find you somebody to settle down with?
Nah. Well,
Not right
off
away.
of marriage. Yeah.
Well, I'm not looking. I probably wouldn't be looking for anybody to settle down with because I'm assuming, like, you know, I just got rid of him. He didn't got on, you know, ran me low. And I'm certainly, in my mind, at that age, I just can't see me going and getting no little young buckaroo because
I don't know now. I'm gonna get
I
y'all
just
there.
can't
Stella,
see
man.
it.
Get
I feel
Stella
like
around
he
here.
would get on my nerves times two. I feel like he'd be like my son. Especially with me
Right.
having a son, so I don't think I could do that either. I think I'd go and get with Willie Earl down at the church or something. You know, and
that appeal though.
visit him sometimes, you know, or something like that. But I can't see me.
Right.
I can't see me settling down.
I gotta hear this from you, CC. So you tell me you gonna settle down. 54, big bag.
No, I just said definitely not right away. And I don't want a little 20-something-year-old because he gonna be, you know, wanting the new J's and stuff, sending me pictures, want to know if you can get money for that. So I can't do that. Eventually, you know, I would want to, you know, later on in life, I would want to settle down. But if not, I still got my money and I can still travel and have a good time. So
Of course. And I want to make this clear too. Like at 50 some years old, how much more time are you going to spend? I mean, I don't even know if I would even be looking to settle down because I mean, at 54, again, I'm not bashing nobody that's 54 or anyone that is a little, you know, older, but I mean, I'm not even sure if you would even want to be in anything other than just a companionship at that point in time, because I would be super paranoid. Like I know, especially depending on how you feel about yourself, I don't know if I would want to trust anybody or could trust anybody at that point in time. But we're gonna move on to the next part here, like how she was actually killed. So they say she was killed in a hotel room, right?
yeah.
But I'm having some trouble. Like, why were they in the hotel room?
See, that's the part that made me think maybe he was still with his wife. Kind of made me think he was still with his wife or he was with someone else. Because I was wondering that too, because they were at a Sure Stay hotel, which is a brand by Best Western. And that brought me to another question about the money, like how much money did he have? I'm not knocking Best Western, because I think I've stayed there before, especially if they offer like free breakfast. I think I probably stayed at one. But I was just
Best Western.
But I was just wondering, like, you know, again, he's this multimillionaire. And because I did see in a couple of articles that they were saying that he couldn't afford an attorney. So that just made me think that he probably had blown through his money as well. So I don't know. It's a lot of unanswered questions that I had.
Okay.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing because I know, again, also no shade to Best Western. However, as a millionaire, I don't believe that I would be staying.
Right.
But you know what? Why was she still there? I mean, unless he didn't tell her that he was out of cash or something like that. I mean,
yeah.
What'd you say?
I mean, you're not gonna tell somebody, "Hey, I ain't got the money no more." If that's the reason you think they there anyway.
But you only can, at some point, you only can fake them so long. Like you can't all of a sudden. You can't be giving folks lobster and stuff, and then one day you just be like, "Hey, let's try something different."
Different, right?
They gonna go back to our roots. Let's go to
Yeah.
McDonald's.
You can't jump that like
Say go back to our roots.
Let's try some of this Taco Bell today, man. We had enough.
we gonna cook a bologna sandwich today. For the old time's sake.
She gonna start looking like, wait a minute.
All right,
I
so
mean,
so
right.
I got another one for you. So fellas, are y'all taking them to the Best Western? You got the bag. Are you taking them to the Best Western?
No,
Nigga,
I'm kind of like
yeah.
not to sound funny, but I kind of like to stay in a nice hotel myself when I go out of town. And that's only because I feel like they take more pride in the rooms. And when people paying more, you can only expect, I guess better people staying there. Not saying like you better than the next person, but when you stay in like these sleazy hotels, then you got the workers have clean the rooms anyway. It's nasty. That's all I'm saying.
So, so you ain't taking the young girl to the Best Western. You gonna take her to the West? What is the West End? The
If I got the
Drury?
bag, we going somewhere nice.
Okay, what about you, E? What you taking?
Okay, this gonna sound bad,
Oh wow. That long
but
pause.
not everybody deserves the Hamptons and everything. What I mean by this is that if you just a piece that you just knocking down, I mean, you might just be at you might just be there. You might be at the motel. I mean,
the motel.
I mean, you can. I mean, not every look. Why far be it from me to expose you to something that you don't deserve. That's all I'm saying. I don't take pride in it. But I'm just saying, not everybody deserves. Like I was saying before, not everybody deserves lobster. Some people you need McDonald's.
Okay.
You right though, Omar. You right.
I gotta ask the ladies. If your sugar daddy, I ain't gonna say you the sugar daddy because I don't know, but I mean I don't know how they had it going, but we're just gonna say they had some type of relationship where they ended up at the hotel. So let's just say your 54-year-old, whatever he was, he said, "Hey man, I'm gonna take you to the Best Western tonight." How you responding to that?
I'm not going.
They got free breakfast though.
I don't like the breakfast at the hotels anyway. I'm sorry. Especially if I'm out of town. I don't even know if they were out of town or not. But if I'm out of town, I don't want the hotel breakfast. I'm sorry. I want to go to a breakfast because we already don't have any down here for real. So I want to go to whatever breakfast restaurant that they have in the city. I want to go explore. So no, that does not entice me either.
What about you, Cece? What you he said, hey, let's go to that Best Western over there. They got some good breakfast in the morning. What you got?
Yeah, at this point in my life, I'm not interested in going. Like I said, I do think early in life I've been to a Best Western. I think I had at this point, no, I'm not interested. But I'm not even gonna take myself to one when I go out of town. So I'm not feeling like, okay, let's do that. No.
Y'all got to keep in mind now, it was an exchange. Well, it was an exchange for somebody, but he might have bought you a car or something. He might have, tell him what he had going on. So she went to that Best Western for something. So I mean, we don't know what it was. But anyway, let's move forward to something that's a little bit more serious. So how she ended up dying. So they're saying that what I read in the Washington Post that she was texting. Well, he said he told the police that the reason why he killed her, after denying that he killed her for a while, he came back and confessed that he actually did kill her because she was texting other guys. And I guess according to the reading too, the mother of Miss Graham I guess she found out that her daughter wasn't going to work. Do I have that correct? She was a corrections officer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so she wasn't showing up to work, and I guess wasn't reaching out to her loved ones, and that they couldn't get in contact with her. So I guess at that point, she put out a missing persons report, and I guess that's when it started to crack a little bit. And he confessed, I guess after they caught up with him, that he killed her because she was texting other guys at the hotel. Now, I had a question here, and I just want to ask you guys: I couldn't understand that. How long was she at the hotel? Because when they said he killed her because she was texting other guys at the hotel, I mean, if she had just been there a day or 2 days, or a few hours for them, I guess, to do whatever it is they were doing. I mean, he said that she had been texting people at the hotel. So what did that mean? Did y'all get? Because I got. Was she there so long that she had started meeting other people at the hotel? Was she living at the hotel? Was she talking to other people outside, and then she just so happened to be texting somebody at that time? And then how did he even know she was texting other guys at the hotel? Did y'all think about that?
I assume that maybe he went end up going through her phone because according to the autopsy report, she was shot while she was sleeping. So I
Yeah.
assume maybe he was going through her phone and he saw that and he, became enraged and decided to shoot her. That's why I assume.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
It,
Unless, maybe they had an argument about it earlier on. Maybe he confronted her about it. Like, she might have been texting someone like just right in front of him. And he might have been like, who's that texting you? Like, why your phone keep going off? Whatever. And she, might have said, it's just a friend, whatever, whatever. They might have had that argument. And then she went to sleep, just like, not thinking it was gonna be that deep. And, so there's several ways, that he could have, I guess, found out, or because they never said for a fact that she was even doing that or not.
yeah,
Because really, I guess it's neither here nor there, because you don't kill somebody for that.
That's
especially at her age, 23. Like, I mean, we all been 23. Well, I just turned 23, but at that age, like, I don't think she was looking for a commitment. So for him to even just get upset about that, like, that's crazy.
now. I agree with you on that. I agree with you on that, and I have to say this too, man. Sometimes people can be very convincing. Now I don't know who was playing a better game, and I don't even want to say that that's what it was, but I'm just, I guess I'm just playing a devil's advocate here. So if she was really good at, again, this is just me just saying this, assuming that she was playing the game with him, maybe she was just getting what she could out of him, and she was just playing that game, and then maybe he was taking it serious, and that's what led to the rage, because I don't know if I'm at that age, like you said, Q, I don't know if I'm thinking this 20-something-year-old person is really going to be with me for real. But at the same time, I guess even though you are that age, you're not thinking like you're that age. You're just feeling what you're feeling for a person, and then you just reacting off whatever you feel. But I do think that that was very tragic, and I think that if he had that kind of anger, he should have just. I mean, I don't know if I would say, yeah. I would have just had to have a conversation with her. And I mean, again, I don't know if he had already lived the life he was trying to live, and he was running out of money, like we talked about earlier. And then she was like his, you know what I'm saying? Like she was like maybe he was thinking she would be with him regardless if he had the money or not. And then it was just that realization. But I don't know what actually caused him to snap. I mean, what y'all think was going on in his head at that time? Of course, we know he was getting angry, but do y'all think that he looked at it like, I really have a chance with this girl?
To kill her, I think he had a chance because that's some serious rage to kill somebody over texting somebody. It's not like it said it was fine or anything, and he was trying to protect himself. Like, he killed her.
I think it was possibly a control issue as well. I think that in addition to, yeah. But it could have been a control issue because from my understanding, it wasn't they've had domestic issues before. It didn't go into detail as to what in particular, but like I guess they've gotten into it before and had to maybe call the authorities before. So that wasn't a first. So he could have been just a really jealous person. He could have been controlling. I think sometimes when you have relationships where one person is usually the man is older than the woman, it does have like some control issues going on sometimes. And a lot of times I think that's why older men get with younger women. Also, of course, other reasons as well. But they think that they could possibly control her because she's younger or whatever. So it could have been a number of different things. Unfortunately, I think I'm thinking that that's what it was. So I'm thinking that he thought or saw something with her and found out that maybe possibly that she wasn't really feeling him like that or whatever. And that was his answer to solve that problem.
I'm gonna go back to the timeline here. So he won the money in 2017. He gets with Miss Graham sometime between, I guess, winning the money but he ends up killing her in 2020. And so he's just now being sentenced now. Do I have that correct?
Yeah, it said they had been dating for about a little over a year. So
yeah, but and I was actually looking for like the pinpoint exactly at what time. So something else I want to ask you guys like really quickly. Do you think the family knew about their relationship? Whether that be
I
his.
think they knew a lot about it.
So I'm asking you, if your sister at that age, your cousin, your it couldn't have been a mom, in that case, but somebody you're related to, if they're dating a guy at that age, of course you can't do nothing about it, but just looking at the circumstances, how do you handle that? Do you say anything about it, or are you just like, hey, that's her business? How do you deal with that?
If we have that close relationship and they trust me as far as, advice and things, I would definitely say something to them. Now, whether or not they accept the advice, that's up to them, but I would mention it.
Nah, yeah. I would advise against it, like because of the control reasons we was just talking about. You're not her daddy. You're not, you're not her father. So don't even get with her and think that that's going to happen. Like she got a father. So I personally wouldn't want my child to be like my daughter to be in that situation.
If my friends were doing it, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, I would definitely be asking, like, I mean, I try not to be judgmental or anything like that when people tell me what they have going on in their life anyway. But like, if she was to tell me that she's, in whatever type of way, it depends on how she's framing the relationship. Like, but if she's framing it as if she's happy and there's an actual relationship, I mean, I wouldn't, say anything. But if I started to see signs or something, of different things that she was telling me of him possibly being controlling or whatever, then I would say something then. As far as me, if I don't think I feel like my family would have something to say and they would say it to me. Like, why are you with that? And because I remember one time, it's not off subject, but it was a phone call into the Breakfast Club, I think, and it was this man, and he was trying to get with a young coworker, and like he was in his 50s or whatever. And I don't know, for whatever reason I thought it was funny to call my dad and ask him, like, hey daddy, what would you say if I told you I was dating, a guy that was in his 50s? And he was like, what? And I repeated the question, and he thought I was like being serious, and it was not a good idea. It wasn't a good idea. I should not have done that. So I mean, because it is kind of weird, especially with my dad. Like at the time, he was in his 50s as well, so it's kind of weird. So my parents would have something to say.
I commend them for that, because like even like as our children, like I know I'm still quite younger, but like you're supposed to be involved in your kids' lives no matter their age, and being that parent, if you see something that you don't agree with, yeah, they grown, they'll make their own decisions, but you still can hey, that I don't think that's cool, or you really think that's what you want to do. I'm not saying you still can't support them and what they want to do, but just don't not say nothing if it's on your heart to say something.
I agree with that 100%. And I'm with you guys. I don't think I would go with that. I just think maybe somewhere after 10 years, depending on the age of the two people. But I just think, even at the age of 23, which Miss Graham was, I think her brain was not even, scientifically speaking, her brain was not fully developed at that time. And I think she still had a lot of life to live. Like you said earlier, Q, that she was, living her life. I don't think she was looking to settle down. And I think that's where the disconnect comes in at, when you're meeting someone that's looking to settle down, and then you're just out here trying to, have fun. And I think that's where the problems come in between people that have this big of an age gap and then what they're actually looking for.
But to be honest though, I mean, he if he was actually being realistic, he really can't get mad even if she was using him, because at the end of the day, I mean, he was using her. I mean, you're not gonna. I mean, let's back it up a little bit. I mean, he left his wife, who he was with for however long. You left her basically for this young girl, but you left her because you like this young girl's looks and everything. You like how she looked and everything. And you liked her age. So and essentially, I mean, you really was using her for her body. You didn't really care so much about her mind and everything. You just used her for her body. So in return, if she was using you for your money and stuff, you can't get mad because you were doing the same thing.
I would just add, something, because I'm a girl dad, and I mean, I'm not saying I'm not the type of guy that dog women out anyway, And I mean, and most of my friends, like, I don't hang with people that do, or, you know, because, like, I just wouldn't condone and I'd be like, nah, that's not cool. And I can't be cool with you if you're doing that. But knowing that I'm raising a daughter, it definitely make me look at situations like this, which is why I'm kind of glad we talked about it. But be involved in your daughter's lives, and tell them that they don't have to do that kind of stuff. Like, give them that attention, especially when they're younger. Like, you know, if they just trying to show you something so small, like, just pay attention, because if you're not giving that attention, they're gonna go seek it somewhere else.
Well, we did make a few jokes in between in this episode, you guys, and this is a very serious thing, but we just wanted to bring some light to it because we understand that someone has lost their life and that there's another man that, even though he committed the crime, someone cares about him and his well-being as well. But this is just an example of how you have to be very aware of what's going on out here and just pay attention. As always, we appreciate you guys for listening to us. I thank the panel for joining me today. Again, I am Swaver. This is Opinionated Facts. And until next time, peace.